My parents claimed they couldn't afford a vacation with me. Then I spotted my sister's kids in first class. I stayed silent. A week later, their grins were gone. I've always been the lesser sibling. Not the star, not the one lauded at family dinners. Just present. My sister Emma, though, was the golden child, the flawless daughter, the devoted wife, the adoring mother of 2 cherished kids, the one my parents always went all out for. And me? I was Nathan, the dependable one. The one who demanded little. The one who worked diligently, paid his dues, and regrettably always had spare cash when family needed it. It began subtly. "Nathan, can you cover the water bill this month?" my mom once asked. "Your dad and I are stretched thin. I'd just landed my first solid job and was glad to chip in." Then Emma needed aid. "Sophie needs glasses and it's so costly," she sighed over the phone. "I hate asking, but you're doing all right." And so it continued, helping with utilities, covering surprise repairs, pitching in for my niece and nephew's school gear. "You're so fortunate, Nathan," my mom would say, smiling. "You don't have all these burdens like Emma." Fortunate. That's what they labeled it. I convinced myself it was okay. Family, right? Besides, I wasn't hurting. No spouse, no kids, no major costs. But I had one dream. Travel. For years, I'd saved, browsed destinations, pictured myself wandering places I'd only seen online. Yet every time I neared my goal, something arose. A family crisis. An unforeseen bill. A guilt trip. So when I finally booked my dream trip to Greece, paying every dime myself, I kept it secret. My one selfish move. Or so I thought. At the airport, in the economy boarding queue, I felt that mix of jittery thrill and fatigue from long-haul travel. Then I heard Emma's voice. "No, Sophie, drop your bag. The seats are massive. You don't need all that." I turned, and my breath hitched. Emma, my niece and nephew, my parents, all in the priority boarding line, chatting, at ease, sporting coordinated travel outfits, first class. For a moment, I thought I was hallucinating. My parents, who couldn't fund a trip for me. My sister, always pleading poverty. I inhaled deeply. Maybe they'd saved up. Maybe it was a fluke. Then my mom chuckled. "I still feel bad about leaving." "Nathan out," she said, shaking her head. "Please," Emma scoffed. "He wouldn't have meshed." Laughter. A knot formed in my gut. I gritted my teeth looking away as their group boarded. I said nothing. I watched them enter first class, oblivious that I'd seen it all. In that instant, something shifted inside me. I didn't text, didn't call. For the first time, I let silence linger. Usually I was the one checking in, asking if they needed anything, ensuring my parents were okay. But now, nothing. And it felt right. My Greece trip was everything I'd envisioned. Strolling ancient paths, sipping coffee at quaint tavernas, standing before the Parthenon, knowing I'd earned this. I should have been elated. I was. But at night on my hotel terrace, city lights twinkling, I kept replaying that airport scene. He wouldn't have meshed. The words gnawed, stirring something deep. It wasn't the money, not entirely. It was realizing my family never saw me as one of them. They'd mocked me. I wasn't their focus, not even an afterthought. I returned home a week later, and the calls began. First, my mom. "Hey, hun, how was your trip?" Her voice was too bright, forced. "Fine," I said curtly. Good, good. Listen, your dad and I need a little help with groceries this month. You know how it is." I let the silence stretch. Then I laughed, unplanned, sharp. "Groceries," I echoed. "Like the ones you bought after first class?" Silence. A nervous giggle. "Nathan, that was different. We had some travel points and Emma found a deal." "Don't," I cut in. "Just don't. Han, it's not what you think. We'd have taken you if we could." "But you could," I snapped. "You just didn't want to." More silence. I could sense her grasping for words. "We didn't think you'd care." I gripped the phone tighter, eyes shut. "You didn't think I'd care?" I repeated. No apology, no remorse. Just a blithe confession they hadn't considered me. That's when I decided. No more bills, no more bailouts, no more being the overlooked son who eased their lives. 2 days later, Emma called. I nearly ignored it, but curiosity won. "What do you want, Emma?" I said, skipping pleasantries. "Wow, too good to talk to family now?" she hissed. I smirked. "First class must have gone to your head." "Oh my gosh, Nathan, you're hung up on that? Grow up." "I'm growing up," I said. "That's why I'm done supporting you." A pause. Then her coaxing tone, soft, manipulative. "Nathan, You know how tough things are for us. You don't have kids, no real bills. It's different for you. Right, I said. Yet I paid Sophie's dance fees last month. Well, yeah, you always do, she said, like it was my role. Not anymore, I replied. Another pause. She laughed, derisive. You're serious? Wow. So selfish. Click. I hung up. For the first time, I felt unshackled. The quiet didn't last. By morning, my phone was swamped with missed calls and texts. Mom, Nathan, I don't know what's wrong with you, but this isn't... Okay, we're family. Families stick together. Dad, son, don't overreact. You know Emma and the kids need you. Be sensible. Emma, you're ignoring Mom and Dad? Wow, think you're above us now? I didn't reply. Instead, I brewed coffee, sat on my sofa, and savored silence unbroken by demands. It was incredible. By noon, guilt trips turned to panic. Another call from Mom. I sent it to voicemail. A text followed. Nathan, please, we're in trouble. I rolled my eyes. Another crisis for me to fix, then another text. It's the house. That piqued my interest. I sighed, torn, but called back. What now? I asked as she answered. She sighed theatrically. Nathan, we didn't want to stress you, but money's tight. We're behind. On the mortgage. I pinched my nose. And you're telling me now? We didn't want to bother you, she insisted. But we need help. Help? I scoffed. You mean my money? Just this month, she hurried. To stay afloat. Funny, I said. You afforded first-class tickets, but not your mortgage. Silence. A sigh. It wasn't like that, Nathan. It was exactly like that, I cut in. You didn't blink spending on Emma's kids, but for your son? Nothing. That's unfair, she snapped. You don't know what it's like raising kids, having real duties. You're right, I said coldly. Because I was too busy raising yours. Silence. Then, softer. Nathan, we need you. That was the truth. They needed me. Not for love, not for value, but because without me, their fragile world collapsed. I know, I said. But you'll manage without me. I hung up. No guilt this time. The aftermath was serene. Days passed without texts, calls, or pleas. For the first time in years, I was free. I knew it wouldn't last. On day 3, Emma appeared at my door. The knocking came before I checked my phone. Nathan, open up! I took my time. No rush to face her. When I opened the door, she stormed in, tossing her bag on my counter. What's wrong with you? She hissed. Excuse me? I raised an eyebrow. You know what? She snapped. Mom's a wreck, Dad's panicking, and I'm stuck cleaning up because you're throwing a fit. I crossed my arms. You mean you're finally handling it? For once. She rolled her eyes. Don't be so dramatic. You know they need help. Jealous? I laughed, incredulous. Yes, Nathan, she sneered. This is about the trip. You're mad we didn't invite you, so you're sulking. I shook my head. You don't get it, do you? She scoffed. Oh, please enlighten me. I inhaled, staying calm. It's not the trip, Emma. It's years of me keeping this family afloat. Bills, your kids, emergencies, while you, Mom and Dad treated me like I only existed for money. When was the last time Mom called just to chat? Or Dad asked about me? My phone only rings when you need something. I let it slide, thinking that's family. But then I saw you in first class, laughing that I wouldn't mesh. Her face paled. I had her. So, no, I continued. This isn't the trip. It's me realizing I was never family, just your backup. And I'm done. Emma's mouth moved, but no words emerged. For once, no retort. She grabbed her bag. Fine, she said stiffly. Do what you want, but don't come begging when you see your mistake. I smiled. Don't worry, I won't. She slammed the door. I felt liberated. After Emma's exit, I braced for more. My parents didn't let go easily. Sure enough, next day, a text from Dad. Nathan, dinner Sunday. We need to talk. I nearly laughed. We need to talk meant, we need you to comply. I'd fallen for it before. Not now. I replied, busy. A minute later, he called. I answered, curious. What? Nathan, he began, firm but feigning reason. Enough. You're acting childish. Am I? I said, lounging. I'm the only adult here. A pause. A sigh. Son, You're making this harder than it needs to be. We're family. Families don't ditch each other. Ditch? I echoed. Like you ditched me at the airport? Silence. That's unfair, he said. We didn't mean it. Maybe not, I replied. But you didn't not mean it either. Silence. Then the pivot. Your mom's upset, crying over this. She wants normalcy. The guilt card. So do I said. But normal was me as your ATM. I'm done. That's not true. Then why call now, Dad? Why not last week? Why only when you need cash? Longer silence. I don't know what you want, he said. Nothing, I replied. That's the point. I hung up. Next came desperation. I waited for more calls, texts, visitors, but it was quiet. Too quiet. Then, one evening, a text from Emma. Hope you're happy. Mom and Dad are screwed because of you. I rolled my eyes. They'll cope, I replied. No, they won't, she shot back. 2 months behind on the mortgage. Banks sending notices. Guess you don't care. Didn't care when you bought first-class tickets, I typed. Oh my gosh, drop it, she replied. One time I saw the truth, I sent. No reply. Next morning, Mom called. I answered. Nathan, she sniffled. We're in trouble. So I hear. The bank's threatening foreclosure. I waited. I know things are tense, she quavered. But we're your parents. Please, just this once. This once, I echoed, noting the phrase from their first ask years ago. No, I said. Nathan. No, I repeated. You chose. Now live with it. Silence. Then anger. You're selfish, after all we've done. Done? I laughed bitterly. Name one thing you've done for me in 5 years that wasn't about money. Nothing. Good luck, Mom, I said, and hung up. Their smiles faded. A week passed. 2. Then news trickled in. Emma cracked, dipping into her savings to bail out our parents, something she'd never done, not with me as the crutch. She covered their mortgage, utilities, and mounting credit card debt. It wasn't going smoothly. A friend relayed that Emma and her husband were clashing over finances. He hadn't known how much my parents leaned on me. Now with Emma footing the bill, their budget strained. Their idyllic life, fracturing, their carefree grins, vanishing. My parents, learning what struggle felt like without me as their safety. Net, and me. I'd never felt lighter. The silence stretched weeks. I expected more pleas, guilt trips, visits. But after Emma's last bitter text, it stopped. I wasn't fooled into thinking it was over. They were quiet because they were scrambling. And I was free. My paycheck was mine. No sending chunks to my parents' bills or Emma's kids' fees. I indulged in long-delayed wants. Revamped my apartment. Bought sleek furniture. Got a fancy coffee maker I'd coveted. I took another trip. To Thailand. A teenage dream. Guilt-free. No urgent texts. No crises. No shame for spending on myself. It was a new life. Unburdened by those who'd claimed my love through demands. Then, the collapse. One night, scrolling. Online, I saw a tagged post from Emma's friend. A photo of Emma and her husband at a diner looking off. Caption. Hard times pass, but strong people endure. Stay strong, Emma. Emma's smile was strained. Her husband, Tom, looked drained. They'd aged in weeks. Curious, I checked Emma's profile. Her usual stream of joyful family snaps had dried up. No vacations, no lavish kid parties, no boasting about her charmed life. Just quiet. I raised an eyebrow, then a message from an unexpected source. Lisa, Emma's friend. Hey Nathan, not sure if I should write, but you should know. Things are rough for them. I hesitated. Why tell me? Because I know how much you did. Now that you've stopped, it's unraveling. Minutes later, a screenshot from a private chat. Emma was in. Her words, Nathan's a jerk, watching us struggle like we earned this. He cares for no one but himself. I drained my savings to keep Mom and Dad going. They're still sinking. Tom's furious, says it's their fault for leaning on Nathan. If Nathan doesn't come back soon, I'm lost. I laughed. Come back? She thought I needed them. A week later, a call from an unknown number. I almost ignored it, but answered. Hello? Nathan? I tensed. My dad, first time in over a month. What do you want? I said flatly. He sighed deeply. Son, we need to talk. We don't. Nathan, he said, slipping into that patronizing tone. Enough. You're being absurd. I smirked. What's absurd? You abandoning us over a dumb trip, he snapped. There it was. Still, clueless. Not the trip, I said, patience thinning. It's years of me sacrificing for a family that never valued it. That's not true, he said fast. We valued you. Then why wasn't I invited? I cut in. Silence. His breathing heavy, the questions sinking in. He wouldn't admit it. We can fix this, he said instead. Your mom and I— Fix what? I interrupted. My boundaries? Your control? That's not fixing. That's regression. Silence. Then, coldly. Emma's struggling, Nathan. She needs help. I laughed. Now Emma needs me? She's drowning. Tom's talking selling their house. The kids are confused. Not my issue, I said. Nathan, be reasonable. I am, I replied calmly. For the first time, I'm reasonable. Long silence. His voice turned icy. So you're just walking away? You walked away first, I said. At the airport, remember? Silence. A bitter snap. Fine. He hung up. That was my last contact with my dad. I expected Mom's pleas next. Nothing came. Emma stopped, texting. A month later, a friend said Emma and Tom sold their house, moved to a smaller one. My parents downsized too, forced to shed their cushy life. They'd spent years acting superior, claiming they didn't need me. Now they knew life without me. And I, free. Not just from financial weight, but from them. I didn't owe them my success, my money, my forgiveness. I exhaled, blocked their numbers, and never looked back. For the first time, I lived for myself. It was exhilarating.